if I told you there's a city where you can have breakfast in Europe, cross a bridge in minutes, and enjoy dinner in Asia, all without leaving the same city? Welcome to Turkey, a country full of surprising contrasts. From the ancient streets of Istanbul to modern skyscrapers, from billion-dollar shopping malls to centuries-old bazaars, this is a place where history, religion, culture, and modern life collide in ways that few countries on Earth can match. But what is life in Turkey really like? Let's find out. Introduction to Turkey and Istanbul. Turkey is not simply a country located between Europe and Asia. It is a living bridge connecting two very different worlds. Most of its territory lies in Anatolia, on the Asian side, while a smaller region known as Eastern Thrace extends into southeastern Europe. This unique geography has placed Turkey at the center of migration, international trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange for thousands of years. As of 2025, the country has a population of nearly 86 million and an economy valued at approximately 1.6 trillion. At the heart of this fascinating country is Istanbul, Turkey's largest and most internationally recognized city. Divided by the Bosphorus Strait, Istanbul is one of the rare places where people can travel from Europe to Asia in only a few minutes. More than 15 million people live across its crowded neighborhoods, historic districts, modern business centers, and waterfront communities. Although Ankara has been Turkey's official capital since 1923, Istanbul remains the country's most influential center of business, finance, culture, media, tourism, and global transportation. Once an imperial capital, the city now combines Byzantine monuments, Ottoman mosques, modern skyscrapers, luxury shopping districts, and traditional street markets. Istanbul is more than a tourist destination. It is a city where ancient history and modern life collide every single day. The origins and rise of Istanbul. The story of Istanbul stretches back more than 20,600 years, making it one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities. Around 657 BC, Greek settlers from Megara established a colony called Byzantium on the shores of the Bosphorus. The location was no accident. Positioned between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, the city controlled one of the world's most valuable maritime routes, allowing it to dominate trade, military movement, and communication between Europe and Asia. Everything changed in AD 33 when the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great selected Byzantium as the new capital of the Roman Empire. The city was renamed Constantinople and transformed into one of the most magnificent capitals of the ancient world. Massive defensive walls, grand churches, palaces, aqueducts, and public squares were built, turning Constantinople into a symbol of imperial power. For centuries, it stood as the political and cultural heart of the Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire and became one of Christianity's most influential centers. In 1453, Sultan Mehmed II conquered Constantinople, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and the beginning of a new era under the Ottoman Empire. The city remained the Ottoman capital for nearly 5 centuries, growing into one of the world's largest centers of commerce, diplomacy, architecture, and Islamic scholarship. During this period, iconic landmarks such as Topkapi Palace, the Grand Bazaar, and many of Istanbul's famous mosques were constructed. Following the establishment of the Republic of Turkey in 1923, the national capital moved to Ankara. Even so, Istanbul never lost its importance. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, rapid industrialization, large-scale migration, and urban development transformed it into a modern global metropolis. Today, with a metropolitan population exceeding 15 million, Istanbul remains Turkey's financial, cultural, and commercial powerhouse, while continuing to serve as one of the world's most significant crossroads of politics, religion, trade, and civilization. Geography and infrastructure. One of the most fascinating things about Istanbul is its geography. The city is divided into two continents by the Bosphorus Strait, a narrow waterway approximately 19 miles or 31 kilometers long that separates Europe from Asia. This strategic passage links the Black Sea to the Sea of Marmara, eventually providing access to the Mediterranean. For thousands of years, whoever controlled the Bosphorus controlled one of the world's most important maritime trade routes. Even today, thousands of commercial vessels, oil tankers, cargo ships, and passenger ferries pass through the strait each year, making it one of the busiest natural waterways on Earth. Along both shores, visitors can find elegant Ottoman palaces, historic waterfront mansions, modern neighborhoods, public parks, and some of Istanbul's most famous landmarks. Moving around a city of more than 15 million people requires an enormous transportation network. Istanbul has invested heavily in public transit, including an expanding metro system, electric trams, metrobus lines, suburban railways, buses, funiculars, and an extensive ferry network. Ferries remain one of the most popular and scenic ways to travel between the European and Asian sides, offering breathtaking views of the city's skyline while avoiding road traffic. Despite these improvements, heavy congestion remains part of everyday life, especially during morning and evening rush hours as millions of commuters travel across the city each day. Supporting this global connectivity is Istanbul Airport, one of the largest international aviation hubs in the world. Opened in 2018 and continually expanding, the airport serves tens of millions of passengers annually and offers direct flights to hundreds of destinations across Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and the Middle East. As the primary hub for Turkish Airlines, it plays a vital role in connecting continents and has strengthened Istanbul's position as one of the world's leading centers for international transportation, business, and tourism. Urban life and culture. Life in Istanbul is shaped by an extraordinary mix of cultures that few cities in the world can match. Over the centuries, people from different regions of Turkey, Europe, the Balkans, the Caucasus, Central Asia, and the Middle East have all left their mark on the city. Today, this cultural diversity can be seen everywhere, from the languages spoken in busy neighborhoods to the variety of food, music, festivals, and daily traditions. Walking through Istanbul often feels like traveling across several civilizations at once. Glass skyscrapers stand beside centuries-old mosques. Ottoman palaces overlook modern shopping districts, and narrow cobblestone streets eventually lead to bustling financial centers. At the same time, the contrast between wealthy waterfront neighborhoods, luxury residential areas, and more traditional working-class districts reflects the city's remarkable social and economic diversity. When the sun goes down, Istanbul transforms once again. Countless restaurants, rooftop cafes, tea houses, music venues, and entertainment districts stay open late into the night. Areas such as Beyoğlu, Karaköy, Kadıköy, and Beşiktaş are especially known for their lively evening atmosphere, while many residential neighborhoods remain much quieter and more family-oriented. This variety means there is no single version of Istanbul's nightlife. Every district has its own unique character shaped by local traditions and lifestyles. Like any major global city with millions of residents and visitors, Istanbul generally offers a comfortable experience for travelers who take normal precautions. Popular tourist areas are regularly patrolled by police and security personnel, helping visitors explore famous attractions with confidence. However, travelers should still remain aware of common urban risks, such as pickpocketing, unofficial taxi scams, or overpriced services in crowded tourist locations. Safety can vary depending on the neighborhood, the time of day, and personal awareness, making informed travel habits the best approach. Daily life in Istanbul also reflects a fascinating balance between modern ambitions and long-standing traditions. The pace is fast, especially in business districts where long commutes and busy work schedules are common. Yet despite this urban energy, people still value slowing down over a glass of Turkish tea or coffee with friends and family. Public squares, waterfront parks, neighborhood cafes, and tea gardens remain important gathering places where conversations often last for hours. Strong family ties, hospitality, and close social relationships continue to play a central role, creating a lifestyle where modern city living coexists with traditions that have been passed down for generations. The people of Turkey. One of the first things many visitors notice about Turkey is the strong work ethic of its people. In large cities like Istanbul, long working hours are common as many families adapt to the rising cost of living and the demands of a fast-paced economy. Small business owners, street vendors, restaurant operators, and neighborhood shopkeepers often begin their day early in the morning and continue serving customers well into the evening. Across the country, entrepreneurship plays an important role in daily life. From family-owned bakeries and local markets to rapidly growing technology companies, many Turks have built a reputation for resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to seize new opportunities despite economic challenges. Business culture in Turkey also reflects the importance of personal relationships. While professionalism is highly valued, trust is often developed through face-to-face conversations rather than formal meetings alone. It is common for business discussions to be accompanied by glasses of traditional Turkish tea or coffee, with casual conversation helping establish long-term relationships before important decisions are made. Working styles can vary significantly depending on the industry. International corporations in Istanbul often operate with modern global practices, while family-run businesses may place greater emphasis on personal connections, loyalty, and traditions passed down through generations. In many competitive industries, employees may also work extended hours to meet business demands. Another aspect of everyday life that many visitors quickly notice is the visibility of smoking. Although smoking rates have gradually declined over recent decades due to public health campaigns, it remains relatively common among some adults compared with many Western countries. It is not unusual to see people smoking in outdoor cafes, parks, or along busy streets. However, Turkey has introduced comprehensive tobacco control laws that prohibit smoking in most indoor public spaces, including restaurants, shopping malls, offices, and public transportation. These regulations have significantly reduced indoor exposure to secondhand smoke while encouraging healthier public environments. As in many countries, attitudes toward smoking continue to evolve, particularly among younger generations who are increasingly aware of its health risks. Religion and traditional values. Religion has played an important role in shaping Turkey's history, architecture, and cultural identity for centuries. Today, the vast majority of Turkey's population identifies as Muslim, and Islamic traditions continue to influence many aspects of daily life. One of the most recognizable features for visitors is the call to prayer, known as the Adhan, which is broadcast from thousands of mosques 5 times a day. Whether walking through Istanbul's historic neighborhoods or visiting smaller towns across the country, the sound of the call to prayer has become part of the rhythm of everyday life. At the same time, the way people practice their faith varies considerably. Some individuals observe religious traditions very closely, while others identify culturally with Islam but live more secular lifestyles. This diversity reflects the complexity of modern Turkish society, where conservative communities and more secular communities coexist across different regions and generations. Equally significant in modern Turkey is the legacy of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder and first president of the Republic of Turkey. Following the establishment of the Republic in 1923, Ataturk introduced sweeping reforms that transformed the country's legal system, education, government, and public institutions, helping shape the foundations of the modern Turkish state. His portraits are displayed in schools, government offices, universities, airports, and many public spaces throughout the country. National holidays and official ceremonies frequently honor his contributions, and his ideas continue to influence public life more than a century after the Republic was founded. Alongside Ataturk, many Turks also take great interest in preserving the nation's rich historical heritage, from the Byzantine and Ottoman periods to the Republic's modern achievements. Patriotism is another value that many visitors notice during their time in Turkey. The red Turkish flag, featuring its distinctive white star and crescent, can be seen flying from homes, businesses, bridges, public buildings, and even apartment balconies throughout the country. For many citizens, national identity is closely connected to centuries of history, cultural traditions, and the country's strategic place between Europe and Asia. Discussions about Turkey's history, national symbols, or important historical figures are often approached with respect and pride. Understanding this cultural perspective allows visitors to better appreciate the deep connection many people feel toward their country's past, while recognizing that Turkish society, like any other, includes a wide range of individual opinions and experiences. Lifestyle and consumer culture. Modern Turkey presents an interesting contrast between luxury and everyday reality. In major cities such as Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir, visitors will find upscale shopping malls, international fashion brands, luxury hotels, and high-end restaurants that rival those of many global cities. Districts like Nişantaşı, Zorlu Center, and İstinye Park have become well-known destinations for designer boutiques and premium shopping experiences. Among some affluent residents, interest in luxury fashion, high-performance cars, fine dining, and exclusive lifestyles has grown alongside Turkey's expanding business and tourism sectors. Social media has further amplified these images, with influencers and celebrities often showcasing glamorous lifestyles that attract millions of online viewers. However, these highly visible images represent only one part of Turkish society. For most households, everyday financial decisions are shaped by practical concerns such as housing, transportation, food prices, and utility costs. In recent years, inflation and rising living expenses have encouraged many families to budget more carefully and prioritize essential spending. As a result, the luxurious lifestyle often portrayed online does not reflect the daily experience of the average citizen. Like many countries, Turkey contains significant economic diversity, ranging from wealthy urban neighborhoods to middle-income and working-class communities. Understanding this contrast provides a more balanced picture of modern life, rather than relying solely on social media impressions. Attitudes toward alcoholic beverages are equally diverse and reflect Turkey's unique blend of tradition and modernity. Alcohol is legal to purchase and consume by adults, although its sale and advertising are regulated under national laws. Cultural attitudes vary considerably depending on family traditions, local customs, and individual religious beliefs. In larger metropolitan areas, restaurants, cafes, and hotels commonly serve alcoholic beverages, while in some more conservative communities, alcohol is consumed less frequently or not at all. One of Turkey's best-known traditional drinks is raki, an anise-flavored spirit that has long been associated with shared meals and social gatherings. At the same time, many people choose not to drink alcohol for religious, cultural, health, or personal reasons. This diversity of perspectives reflects the broader character of Turkish society, where different lifestyles and personal choices exist side by side with mutual respect. Eat Turkish cuisine. One of the fastest ways to understand Turkey is through its food. Turkish cuisine is considered one of the world's richest culinary traditions, shaped by thousands of years of history and the influences of Central Asia, the Middle East, the Balkans, the Mediterranean, and the Caucasus. While many people immediately think of kebab, the country's food culture extends far beyond a single dish. In fact, there are dozens of regional varieties of kebab, each prepared with different meats, spices, cooking techniques, and local traditions. Other favorites include doner, thin slices of roasted meat served in bread or wraps; payda, often called Turkish flatbread or Turkish pizza; lahmacun, a crispy flatbread topped with seasoned minced meat; kofta, flavorful meatballs made from beef or lamb; and borek, flaky pastries filled with cheese, meat, or vegetables; slow-cooked stews, charcoal-grilled seafood along the Aegean and Mediterranean coasts; and a wide variety of fresh vegetables also play an important role in everyday meals. For dessert, classics such as baklava, made with layers of pastry, pistachios, and syrup, and lokum, known internationally as Turkish delight, remain iconic symbols of the country's culinary heritage. Completing the experience are two national favorites: strong black tea, served throughout the day, and traditional Turkish coffee, recognized by UNESCO as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Breakfast in Turkey is much more than the first meal of the day. It is a social tradition. A typical Turkish breakfast table is filled with freshly baked bread, several kinds of cheese, olives, boiled or fried eggs, sliced tomatoes, cucumbers, honey, fruit preserves, butter, and endless glasses of hot black tea. Depending on the region, additional dishes such as menemen, a flavorful combination of eggs, tomatoes, peppers, and spices, or simit, the country's famous sesame-covered bread ring, may also be served. On weekends, breakfast often becomes a leisurely family gathering that can last for several hours, with conversation taking center stage alongside the food. For many visitors, this generous and relaxed breakfast culture is one of the most memorable parts of traveling in Turkey. The depth of Turkish cuisine is rooted in the legacy of the Ottoman Empire. For centuries, the imperial kitchens of Topkapi Palace brought together ingredients and cooking techniques from territories stretching across southeastern Europe, the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of Central Asia. As a result, Ottoman cuisine blended aromatic spices, grilled and slow-cooked meats, seasonal vegetables, grains, rice, legumes, nuts, dried fruits, and herbs into an extraordinary variety of dishes. Many of today's most popular Turkish recipes trace their origins back to these royal kitchens, before gradually becoming part of everyday home cooking. This remarkable culinary heritage continues to reflect Turkey's unique position at the crossroads of civilizations, where flavors from Europe and Asia have combined to create one of the world's most diverse and celebrated food cultures. That wraps up our journey through the fascinating world of Turkey and Istanbul. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Your support helps us create more amazing travel and culture content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.